So I don't know how many of you even know this, but HBO Max came out today. This is the big launch day. HBO Max has actually gotten a ton of press in a brilliant move of making the Snyder Cut announcement. They said, hey, Snyder Cut's coming out. And it was a brilliant move because what did that Snyder Cut announcement do? It got a lot of people talking about HBO Max. But there's something that I was always kind of confused on with HBO Max. Like, what is HBO Max? Because I don't know if you know this, and I imagine a lot of you probably do, because Game of Thrones exists, and it was a super, super popular show, despite how bad the last season was. The last season was absolutely terrible. It was a horrible season, and really kind of, in my opinion, ruined the show. Like, I have a hard time recommending to people, hey, you want to watch Game of Thrones? Like, I don't know if I could say yes because of how bad the 8th season was. I was really disappointed because, you go through 7 seasons of buildup, and that's what you get. Okay. A lot can be said about that, but I'm getting off subject here. The reason I'm even talking about Game of Thrones is because there was a little streaming service called HBO Now, and there's also HBO Go. So I was confused, like, you already have HBO Now. What is Max? Am I paying extra for that? Is this like a tier thing? And for the longest time, while they were talking about it, they never really clarified that. They're trying to do it now, but in my opinion, this launch of this service is kind of a disaster for a lot of reasons. So this is the service right here. Let me go ahead and fix this up so you can get a better understanding of what's going on here. So here is the service, and here's the sidebar right here. So you can see, how they have it set it up. It's almost as clunky, in my opinion, as Disney Plus. Disney Plus is kind of clunky, but Disney Plus has something that HBO Max does not have. Disney Plus has The Mandalorian and a lot of other stuff coming, but that's all they have right now is The Mandalorian. That was a reason to get people to sign up, and one of the things that happens when you get people to sign up is they might forget to cancel, and I would imagine a lot of people forget to cancel. In fact, the gym industry is built on this, on you signing up for the gym and not going and using the equipment. They depend on you to do that, and a lot of people do, enough that these gyms can open and survive. But anyway, there's not really that much on here. In fact, I got to be honest, it's kind of underwhelming when I look through here. Of course, you have all of the HBO programming, like all of the great shows, and there's a lot of great shows on, HBO's roster. But you know what? That was already there before. So they just added a bunch of content. But a lot of people are wondering, well, what's the difference between, HBO Go, HBO Now, HBO Max? It's confusing for people. And in my opinion, on a launch, you kind of need to have everything ready to go. This was more of a rebranding than a launch, but it's really not even a rebranding because they still have HBO Now around. I don't know the reasoning for this. And I got to tell you, they're not very clear on trying to explain the differences or what it is. This shouldn't be coming out today. Like, which HBO is which from IGN? HBO Max, HBO Go, and HBO Now explained. What's the difference? Let me tell you something. If you have to have a bunch of people write articles on what it is, you've already got a problem. Things should be simple and easy to understand, and they're not doing a good job at it. So IGN and a couple other outlets are basically publishing what's on HBO's own website, and that's right here. This is HBO.com. They have a 1 minute and 26 second video. What's the difference between HBO Go, HBO Now, and HBO Max? Like, this is you're already asking too much work for people to do. You shouldn't have to make people work for this. You should just be selling it. In my opinion, everything should just be HBO Max. Give everybody HBO Max. That's not what they're doing now. So HBO Go, HBO Now, HBO Max. You have questions. Are they all the same? Do I need all three? We have answers. Read on to find out the differences. HBO Go is a streaming service offered by HBO that is included free with your HBO subscription through a TV provider. So that's basically if you have Comcast and you have the HBO package, you get the ability to stream HBO Go. That's what that is. Though that seems stupid to me, here's how you fix that. If I have Comcast cable or whoever, and I have the HBO package, just give me HBO Max. Solved. You can automatically eliminate HBO Go. You don't need it anymore. Then you have HBO Now. It's a standalone streaming service offered by HBO that does not require cable or satellite TV. And it offers all of the original content from HBO, including, movies and stuff like that they had. So if a movie was exclusive to HBO, because you have like Cinemax and you have HBO and all these other companies, they have different like movies they'll play as they hit cable TV. Now these packages used to be relevant before streaming. Streaming has really made Cinemax and Stars and all these other outlets kind of irrelevant. HBO was ahead of the game because they were already producing their own original content before a lot of other people. That's why their streaming service will probably be viable. And I want to be I think HBO Max is actually going to be a really good service, but right now it's really barren. It's really barren. But they're doing a really good job with getting people excited, but this is a disastrous launch because these don't make any sense. Because now look at HBO Max. It's a platform offered by Warner Media that features 10,000 hours of premium content, building all of the HBO together with even more movies, shows, and Max originals for the whole family, including Friends, South Park, Big Bang Theory, Wonder Woman, and Studio Ghibli content. That's a big one, by the way, having all of the Studio Ghibli movies, but they don't even have an anime section. So here's what's going on here. Let me break down to you what I think is going on here with this weird launch. Okay, now here's first off what I would have done. First off, anybody with cable just gets HBO Max. You don't need Go anymore. Anybody that has HBO Now, that's gone. It's HBO Max now. And that's effectively what's going on. Now, on some platforms, that's what happens. So I updated my HBO Now app on Xbox One, and it upgraded to HBO Max. But I can still go to HBO Now and HBO Max. I can go to both accounts. Now, I would imagine eventually HBO Now is going to be phased out, and it's just going to be HBO Max. But why even have all three of these? Okay. Now, really, HBO Now was a rush to get a streaming service out the door as quickly as possible for Warner Brothers. That's why HBO Now exists, because they wanted to capitalize on the popularity of Game of Thrones. They knew it was a very popular show, and everybody was pirating it. They wanted to make what money they could off of it, and that's why HBO Now exists. HBO Max is the end game, the real platform, the big one, the new Netflix. That's what they're trying to do with it. Okay? As of the 27th of May, HBO Now should no longer exist, but it does. It does exist. And it's the same price as HBO Max. You could still go sign up for HBO Now. Now, I don't know if it's going to redirect you to HBO Max if you try to sign up for HBO Now. But the fact is they're still explaining the differences. Now, I believe in the prices. The obvious intention is to get you to go to HBO Max. Why even talk about HBO Now? The HBO Now website should just redirect to HBO Max. That's what should be happening right now. Everything should upgrade to HBO Max. Having these two services is confusing. It's one of the same problems that the Wii had with the Wii U. When the Wii U came out, a lot of people thought that the Wii U was an upgraded Wii or an add-on for the Wii. There was a lot of people that thought that way. I don't think that that's the main reason why that platform failed. There's a lot of different reasons why that platform failed, absolutely. But one of the reasons that that system got hurt was because of that confusing. Confusion, I'm sorry. And HBO Max, I got to tell you, when I first heard about it, I was confused because I thought it was an add-on to HBO Now, like a different tier. And that's not what it is. It's really HBO Now, but upgraded, but they still exist. That's a disaster to me, and I don't know why they're doing that. And doing a big campaign to explain this right now is kind of stupid. So I don't know what they're doing. And it's not even on all platforms. As of just today, they struck a deal with Comcast to have HBO Max on their platform. So it's like you're not even available on everything. It was absent from Roku, Amazon, and Comcast. But now it's on Comcast right now. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you bumbling this so bad right now? But to me, like, this is kind of a disastrous launch. Like I said, HBO Now needs to just vanish. HBO Go needs to go away too. The 3 different tiers here make no sense, and they're just stupid and unneeded. Get rid of them. Clean it up. Make it simpler. Just have HBO Max, and you're done. There you go. But you know what it really is to me? You know what it says to me? Let me give you my insight to what they're doing. Like I was talking about with the gym thing, right? They want you, if you're paying for HBO on cable, maybe you forgot about that. So they want you to still sign up for HBO Max. Maybe they can get a little bit of money out of you. Maybe they can just get a little bit of money out of you for a few more months before you remember, hey, I'm paying 20 something extra dollars for HBO on cable. Why am I paying for both? Then you would cancel the cable version of HBO. Now, you're not getting charged twice for HBO Now and HBO Max. And I was under the assumption that you're just automatically upgraded. So why are they making this more confusing by spilling out the 3 differences here? I'm really lost on this one, HBO. What are you doing? Anyway, thanks for watching. What are your thoughts on this, guys? Are you confused by this? Were you confused? Did you not know what was going on? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Also, if you would, share the video, throw a like up, make sure you still subscribe. Subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.